Good man yourself. What's your name? Peter, do you want to talk to me?
Yeah, I'll say hello.
Are you local?
I am.
You live in Drogheda.
I live in Mornington.
We're roughly around the same age, I'd say, but you've probably seen a lot of changes since.
Well, I've been involved in Drogheda in business all my life.
In business, yeah.
Yeah, we dressed the people of Drogheda for 50 years, so it breaks my heart to see what's happened to the town, and what's happening to the country. All I'll say is I've attended all the marches and I've seen certain posts this morning which disturbed me that before we start, it's the first thing on the agenda is the split. I think they need to cop themselves on, they need to get together, form a movement and move forward as a united organisation, get together and form something that the people will give them credibility, not start fighting, and that's starting to happen. Michelle Keane went up and met the loyalists in the north, why not? My enemy's enemy is my friend, and I think we need to unite to save the country or we're gone.
Yeah. It's a very tricky one, and I say everyone is entitled to their opinions on it and everything else. But yeah, it's something I think that needs to be treated with caution, in my view. But still, we do all need to get on in this island.
The post in answer to the criticism of her, the vast majority were against the people who were saying they shouldn't happen. I lived here during the Troubles, and we had a lot of trouble here in this area. Yeah. So we don't want to start fighting amongst ourselves. That's the most important thing.
No, we don't. And if you have any differences with people, you should have them, behind closed doors, or phone them privately or whatever,
But we need like a Trumpian manifesto of what we're going to do when we take power, which has to be. If we don't get this crowd out of power, the traitor government, the traitor Doyle, the country's gone. It's gone.
I can gather from what you mean by Trumpian. You mean a business-like approach, or
a leader.
Get things.
You don't have to like him. You don't have to like him. He tells you what he's going to do, and he'll do it. Love or loathe Trump, he's doing what he said he'd do. And some of the stuff that's come out of what happened with the Liberal people when they were in power is disgraceful. Destroyed America, and our country has been destroyed by. Can you figure out why a government would do this to their own country?
Yeah, I know exactly why they're doing it. Yeah. Money and power. And control.
How much money do you need?
It's never about that. Sure, all the richest people in the world always want more.
No, but I mean the political class. Can you imagine Micheál Martin? I was down in Cork and I had a statue of Michael Collins and I had a thing around his neck and I said, how long would Micheál Martin survive if Michael Collins was alive today?
I'd say about less than 24 hours if he...
Exactly. Like, we've always had a problem with traitors in this country, but it never ends well for the traitors. That's
never does.
Never does. And I think at the end of the day, his legacy will be that he was a traitor to his country. And absolutely. Harris and Mac.
A whole lot of them in that Dáil, as far as I'm concerned. There's really no one really in there that I can put my finger on to say that are true Irish nationalists, patriots.
We have to somehow shake them up and let them collapse this government, and we need to get ourselves united. This is warfare. There's not just in Ireland, all over Europe. I mean, it's obviously going on.
People are losing their lives.
Yeah, and in the UK, for example, I mean, it's boiling. Germany's boiling. Sweden is, and we had a beautiful country here. Yeah. Happy-go-lucky. And what are they doing this for? Why? Why would they do it?
Well, division. I mean, they can rule over people when they have them divided.
Well, I always said, when I saw the Muslims having a full prayer session outside the GPO in Dublin, that's like a dog mark in its territory. They were at it again yesterday. Why would they do? Why would any government allow them to do that? Come into our country and do that? Would you do it in an Arab country?
They know exactly what it'll do. It'll create chaos and division, and it'll keep society weak. It'll have us all arguing about Muslims and all different traits coming in, but and that's what they do. That's why they bring in all these different races and colours and creeds and everything else in together, and they try to convince you and brainwash you into the diversity works. It doesn't work. It never worked anywhere in the world.
Yeah, but you're Fergus, isn't it? Yeah, your first name is Fergus. Philip.
First name
Peter. Philip. What I'm trying to say is that I'm going to be positive and say we can save ourselves. Yeah. We can save ourselves in this country if we continue this momentum. Yeah. But we need to get organised properly, cool down, not start fighting amongst each other at these big marches. Get a manifesto out there for the people to follow, and it'll be very hard-hitting. I have a manifesto and I'm sharing it with the people, and if that was put out there, the people would say, yeah, that makes sense, we'd follow that. And put it to the people. A lot could be done with referendums in a short time, couldn't it? Yeah. I've said to another person over there, one brilliant piece of legislation to have in Australia is undesirable alien. How many cases do you see where a foreign national, multiple cases of sexual assault, released, should be on the plane the first time gone, undesirable alien. How long would it
Absolutely.
take the dial to put that through the dial?
Doesn't seem to be in the equation here anymore, like, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, Peter, thanks for talking to me, and God bless you. And you're one of the few men of Drogheda. I just want to say, what do you say to the men of Drogheda here that aren't here today?
Well, I know if you scratch the surface, they're great patriots in this town. They just need somebody to lead them, and they just need to shake themselves up and realise that if they don't move, their town is going to be gone.
Now you're talking. Thanks very much, Peter. Right, the people are on the move.